Hi everyone, if you are on this video, this is part 2 of a 3-part series on my beginner's guide to learning astrology. So if you haven't seen part 1, you can finish this one first and then hop on over to the first one, because it's not contingent that you are required for you to watch this one first or second. But after you watch that one, go ahead and watch the first one. The first video, I reviewed topics and concepts that are really important for just the novice beginner astrologer to learn. Now again, you don't have to practice, you don't have to be someone who's trying to have clients, but it's important to have a good understanding of what are things. If you haven't thought of the history of astrology, maybe you should learn that. So it's a good layout, and you should check out my video so you can also learn about how I think when I'm putting together concepts and when I'm teaching people and when I talk to my students, how they put things together. So you can go ahead, head over to 4th House LB if you want tutoring. I do provide one-on-one tutoring if you really want to dive deep and talk about certain topics. So this video is about resources. There's so many ways you can learn. There's books, there's YouTube channels. I don't listen to podcasts anymore because I don't commute anymore, but I do listen to podcasts through YouTube. So I'm going to give you my favorite resources, also, tools online to cast charts, all that. So if you're interested in this video, keep watching. So now let's get into this video. I'm really excited about this one, especially because I love YouTube. I consume a lot of YouTube videos, and I follow a lot of people on YouTube. So, and I know you do too if you're here. Remember that all the links to the books and the podcasts are listed down below. So just keep that in mind. And let's get started. Okay. So let's start with YouTube. There are a lot of fabulous YouTubers. I don't have to tell you that. And thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. But the first one I like, and there's 2 right now that I think are one of the most prolific YouTubers right now, is the Beyond the Veil Tarot and Astrology. She's super thorough, hardworking astrologer. Blends, EA, I think tarot, numerology, sapiens, and symbols into her readings. Amazing. There's also Lunatic Astrology. She's great. She's prolific too. She's constantly recording content, like constantly. I like her because she's so knowledgeable in mundane astrology, which is a type of astrology that has to do with like world events. She's really good at that. I think she's also pretty versed in financial astrology. I'm not 100% sure, but she also is really good at asteroids. Oh my God. Like I'm overwhelmed by asteroids. I think that sometimes your chart can get overladen with asteroids if you're not careful. And so I'm a little bit more conservative when it comes to my asteroid. You saw my charts. But she uses a lot of them, but she makes it like she just weaves them in so well. So if you ever want to, follow someone who's heavy on the asteroids, she's your girl. Astrology with Heather is where, that's where I learned to love astrology and think that I could actually handle it. I think when I first saw a lot of astrologers online, they were overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. They were very, the way they spoke it was kind of over my head, at the time that I started listening to, really like kind of getting into astrology or wanting to get into astrology. And Astrology with Heather, she's a Virgo rising. So she's very clear, very practical, very organized in the way she speaks. Not to say that all the other astrologers aren't, but it's just different, and she's really, really good. I actually went through her program and she's amazing. So someone who's very similar, and she's actually a friend of mine, full transparency, is Willow Grace Mystic on, she's a up and coming YouTuber. She's a friend of mine. She's doing really, really great. She's killing it. I think she's putting a lot of time, and she puts a lot of time and effort into her predictions. She does predictions. And I do think she does live readings as well. So that's, you can follow her, and she does some cool stuff there. So definitely follow her for her content as well, because she's pretty consistent. Like, she's very consistent. And the best thing about her is she'll release videos a little bit earlier than everyone else. So you can get a jump on the month ahead or the few months ahead. So Astrology Hub. Now, one of my teachers, Christopher Renstrom, he is on it and is an amazing storyteller. I took a few classes with him. He honestly changed the way I do readings as far as knowing, okay, how to tell a story. Sometimes storytelling is all you have when it comes to astrology. And so he's so good at Greek mythology and I don't know, he's so good at telling stories that he makes astrology, again, very approachable and makes it come alive. And then you understand what he's trying to say and the symbolism around what he's trying to say. Astro Finesse. Okay, so Astro Finesse, he was one of the first videos that I used to watch when I was trying to, channels I was watching when I was trying to cookbook. And cookbooking is basically when you go and you're like, okay, so I have a Venus in Taurus. What does that mean? Oh, I have Venus in the 8th house. What does that mean? He has done full-length videos of every planet in every house, every sign. So check him out, because if you're trying to cookbook and you don't want to read, he's a great resource, and you can take your notes down and all that stuff. And he's a great starting point. He's very interesting. He explains things very well. So check him out. Patrick Arundel, I really like him. I hate to say it, he is a cup of tea. He's British, so he has this very nice cup of tea energy, very calming, soothing. I think he just hit 100K, and I remember when I used to watch him, it was only 20K, and I was so excited for him, because I'm he really is, again, very consistent and just so calming, and you've just got to check him out if you don't follow him. And of course, the astrology podcast. Everyone loves it. It's great for long form content where you're listening to things like a video if you're cleaning the house or something, or you're driving for a while. 3-hour long videos are not uncommon with them. So, but that means that they've lifted every single stone and rock and topic, and everything's been explored to the nth degree. So when you walk out or you are done with that episode, you have a clear understanding of that topic. So definitely follow them. I think they're at they're on episode 400 and something. I don't know. They have a lot of episodes on so many topics. So definitely check them out. And of course, Fourth House Astrology, which is the channel you're on right now. Definitely, come on, give me a little subscribe. Building my channel from another type of channel. And so right now I'm really trying to explore how I'm going to execute and, share my astrology knowledge. I love teaching. I started doing chart readings for murderers. I think I'm going to start integrating a lot more education as well, and do the chart readings for just, sprinkle it out throughout the year. But we're not going to not do them. I think that they're still valuable educational experiences. So that's what my channel is about. Obviously, I'm going to do a little bit of predictions. I'm not going to do the predictions monthly. It's a real huge commitment. So we'll see what huge events, astrological events I do readings for, but that's probably going to be, we'll see. So we're going to get into the books, and I have to go really fast because I realize I'm going really slowly. I love talking about YouTube videos, but we can go fast on this. So first book I would recommend is the Honeycomb Almanac. It is not a book. Yes, it is a calendar, but it is a ridiculously intense calendar. It's an almanac. You go to the website. I'll put the link down below. I'm not sponsored by them. Pretty much, you go down, you go to their website, you put in your birth information, like any birth chart calculator, and they will calculate and create a personalized calendar just for you with your natal chart. If you do 2 years, a longer almanac, you'll have 2 solar returns in there. So you have that. They have all the dates that you need for, eclipses and full moons, new moons, and like retrogrades, all for that period of time that you buy the book. So if it's a 2-year almanac, then you're going to have all the transits there. And the best thing is they also indicate how those transits affect your chart. So it's dope. It's amazing. Go ahead and just find it. Go get it, because I get one every year at this point now, because it's just, I use it all the time. So it's a good reference point. So the first real book is the only astrology book you'll ever need by Joanne Woolfolk. It's just comprehensive. It really is. It is a one-stop shop for just a nice skimming of all types of topics. The book is this thick. So she's not playing. She's not here to play with you girls. Like, it's a good book. Like, it's a good beginner book. So get you that. Links are down below. So next book is Born This Way. I found that a lot of people love this book. By the time I read it, because I read it a little late, it was not for me, but I know that it is for a lot of people who really want to understand how everything kind of works together in the parts and moving parts of astrology. It's very comprehensive, again, very accessible language, very practical application, just really engaging writing style. So you're going to love it. Like, you're just going to absolutely love it. But for me, at the time that I had bought it, I unfortunately didn't get a lot out of it, but definitely highly recommend. I know a lot of people who love it. I objectively knew that it was an amazing book. So The Cosmic Calendar, Using Astrology to Get in Sync with Your Best Life by Christopher Rundstrom. That's my teacher. He had me read that, but it was actually a really good book, because it really explained that seasonality I talked about in the first part of this series, talking about really understanding if you can incorporate what you know about seasonality into the archetypes of the zodiac, you're good, baby, you're good. So it's super unique perspective, really practical approach, super user friendly. I mean, it's just, relevant to everyday life and what you know. So pick that one up. I do study evolutionary astrology. I like it. I love it, in fact. And 2 books that I would recommend for it is The Inner Sky and then The Yesterday's Sky. So definitely look into that. Inner Sky is a foundational text to evolutionary astrology, and Yesterday's Sky is like foundational text part 2, and it introduces karma and the concept of a person's evolutionary journey. So that is something, if you want to go down that rabbit hole and kind of get into that at some point in your learning, pick it up. Hellenistic Astrology, The Study of Fate and Fortune by Chris Brennan. So he, again, for our more Hellenistic folks, people who are interested in that, again, Bible, like, it is the Bible right now when it comes to Hellenistic astrology. A lot of the techniques, I'm not a Hellenistic astrologer, even though I low-key want to go back and learn it, but don't tell anyone. But anyways, Hellenistic astrology has some of the best techniques out there. Absolutely the best, most effective techniques, hands down. So the book itself, though, has a lot of historical references, a lot of traditional techniques, in-depth analysis, just a really amazing scholarly approach to writing the book. He approached this as a research project. Like, it really feels like that, the care and love that a book like that should have, right? And it also helped, revive the traditional, Hellenistic tradition, so it's kind of cool, super, again, adaptable, applicable, all that. So, let's get into the next book. So, the next book is Astrology Using the Wisdom of the Stars in Your Everyday Life. Now, it's very colorful and a very engaging book. And I'm not even going to lie. I was like, I don't know if I can, I didn't know what it was giving. I was just like, oh, this is a lot of color. because I'm used to no colors anymore. When you get older, no more colors in books. But you know what it was? It's an amazing book for people to just, you know what, when your friend is you're getting ready and your friend's at your house and you want to give them something to look at while they wait for you, that's the book, because you can get a lot out of just one page on that book. In that book, super practical, easy to read, very accessible, very colorful and engaging. Really just gets people engaged in the content. Quick reference guide, again, just really nice wide appeal. So Encyclopedia of Heavenly Influences, get that book. It's by James Lewis. It's pretty much an encyclopedia of astrology terms and concepts. Essential. It is essential. Also Pluto by Jeffrey Wolf Green. This is a little bit of a rabbit hole, but I do want you to pick that up because I love Pluto. So and I'm just gonna stop there. I think you should get it. And I think, especially if you're going down the EA, the evolutionary astrology route, definitely get into that, because I think that his perspective is pretty amazing. And then also every astrologer, at least a student of astrology, needs an ephemeris. So go pick up an ephemeris. Midnight ephemeris is, I guess, apparently the better one. I only have that one. But apparently someone made a comment like, that is that what you should get. And I was like, perfect, I have it. So that concludes my book section. We're going to talk really briefly about different websites that we like to use for casting charts and various tools. The three that stick out to me here are astro.com. We know this, right? That's where most people cast their charts. Tons of charts that you can cast. Again, extensive reports, a ton of time-tested techniques. There's even like a multilingual support function to it. So if it can help, it's really useful for people from all around the globe. So that's why that appeal is huge. And yeah, I mean, there's so much there on that website. So check out astro.com. Also, AstroSeek is a really solid website as well. They actually provide a little bit of, birth chart interpretation as well. They obviously do the charts. They have a little bit of a community as well. So that's been kind of, cool. And you can kind of, they have some type of community there. So you should check that out. Cafe Astrology. I don't know if people are using Cafe Astrology, but back in the day, I used to use Cafe Astrology to piecemeal my interpretations. I was like trying to understand what this meant, what that meant. And I would use it because it was they have really great, if this is trining that, then this is what that means. And some of them were kind of off, but I just wanted to get the vibe, sometimes you just I'm not saying they're off, but it was too fluffy. I'm like, just tell me what it is. Instead of doing the thing that sometimes astrology interpretations can do. But yeah, very helpful for interpretation work, and also zodiac sign information. Again, just a lot of articles. I mean, a ton of articles. If you really want to know what's going on, I think let's put it this way. If you Google a question and you see Cafe Astrology, I recommend you click the Cafe Astrology link, because I really do like everything that they have on there. It's pretty amazing. So let's get into astrology software really quickly. I'm just going to tell you, obviously, astro.com, that's where a lot of people cast their charts. So go ahead and check them out. But the main software I want to highlight, astro.com, is great. It's wonderful. We use it. It's free. We love that. Okay. But when I was looking for an astrology software that was just kind of easy to use and start, and it was affordable, and I can scale up over time, as far as it can grow with me without having to commit to hundreds of dollars for a software, I stumbled upon Luna. Luna is a cloud-based software, a cloud-based software that basically it's subscription based. So you can pay monthly, you can pay annually, and it's really affordable. Like, I think it's like $50 a year and $7.99 per month. So I am a partner with Luna, so because I love them so much, I asked them once I started my YouTube channel, I'm like, can I just help promote you guys? I love you. So I actually met the developer. Main point, I got you guys 10% off of Luna. So go in the description down below, hit that thing, go get yourself like a nice affordable software to get started. And honestly, it's something you can grow with. I use it as a practicing astrologer, and I'm going to give you just a few of their features. One, the interactivity, gorgeous. I do have a short that I posted. You can go check out a really quick tutorial. I'll put the link for the short somewhere. And basically, I go through my 5 favorite features. One, the interactivity. You can click any planet and it'll just boom show you what the aspects are immediately. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to wonder. And they give you a lot of information. 2, there's infographics. So they basically, for any chart, they'll have a section where they just summarize everything. Summarize the big 3. Summarize the lunar phase. Summarize is this chart more trine heavy or more square heavy? Like, amazing. Okay, another thing is they have a really sexy dark mode, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Very sexy. And it just gives you another vibe. So if I'm doing a chart reading and I'm doing something, if I want another aesthetic or another vibe, or I want something to be a little bit on the darker side, you can do that. You can also share and download charts. You can email charts to people. So for your clients and friends, you can just email it to them, because you already, you cast their chart, you send it to them. And then also they have just, a ton of settings. You can set your chart, your software up, and, constantly customize it the way you want. It's wonderful. I love it. So get you Luna. Let me just quickly do an honorable mention though. I need to be, ethical. I love Luna. I personally love Luna, but there are software that people love. They don't really know what Luna is because it's newer. And they're a little bit more on the pricier side, but they're more traditional. So the ones that are the 3 that a lot of people use is 1, Solar Fire, and it's super powerful, and it's for PCs. Astro Gold, that's for iOS devices, and Time Passages are for both iOS and Android devices. And the good thing about Luna is that is not a problem, because it's basically you open up your browser and it's there. So all upgrades, all updates and things like that will be done through the cloud. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't see anything. Okay. So any new changes that he programs into the programs into the software, it just will appear. It'll just appear. So that concludes part 2 of my beginner's guide to learning astrology. But comment down below, what's your favorite software if you're already using it? If you're not using Luna, tell me if you're gonna get Luna, because I actually love Luna, like legitimately. And what is your favorite book? Like, what book are you gonna buy? What's your favorite book? Like, let's start a combo. Like, I really want to know, what's the giving? What are you guys doing? What's your favorite YouTube channel? I mean, there's so many out there. There's so many amazing YouTubers. And I want to know. Put me on some game. I want to know, who should I be watching? Okay. I'll see you in part 3, and we're going to talk about the application of astrology. It's going to be a much shorter video. And then how are you going to build your community? Because community is everything when it comes to astrology. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.